I'm Jay Ducote. It's my birthday. Chuck P here with us as well. Patty G, Patrick Gremillion, or Gremillion, as one might call it.
Yeah.
Do you get that from a telemarketer or something?
I actually get it from
like,
people
like
north
how
of
I
I-10.
just pronounced telemarketer?
Yeah.
People north of I-10.
People
like
north of I-10.
Alexandria, Louisiana, and they're
No, not Alexandria.
They're close enough to Avoyles Parish.
Right. But no, it's further towards North Louisiana. I can't even say it. Gremillion.
That's so weird.
Or Gremillion. I'll take Gremillion. Throw some E's in there.
Yeah.
I think the true pronunciation is Gremillion.
That would make sense.
I've always said Gremillion.
Proper French.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got that and Janson on my mom's side.
Ooh,
Yep.
Janson.
There's some Jansons out there. We Ducotes. We ran with a lot of Saint Romains.
Mm-hmm.
And
You don't get a Ducote?
there's also the name
Ducote.
Decato,
Yeah.
which looks very similar to Ducote, pronounced very similar. But I don't know if that branches off from the same name, so I don't think it does.
Well, it depends on the spelling, too, because our buddy Cliff Decato, his is Teaux at
Gotcha.
the end of Decoteaux.
Gotcha. I know there's some out there that do not have the X on the end.
Okay.
All interesting.
Yeah.
The way that all the French names that came to Louisiana and then got turned hybrid at some point or just changed over time, or and then there's also all sorts of other Spanish and English and German names in South Louisiana as well. And at some point, maybe they married into the French or whatever the case is. It's quite a melting pot of cultures here.
My last name always got confused somehow. So it's Pierce.
Right.
But people would call me either Mr. Price or Mr. Pierre.
Huh.
And I'm
I could see Pierre. I could not see Price.
I got Price and Pierre a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's only one R in there and there's a C. Like, I don't know where you get, literally looking at my name and going, okay, Mr. Pierre. And I'm like, do you need glasses? Check your vision.
I just thought French just drops off so many letters, so they thought all of them were dropped off
Maybe
except Pierre.
Maybe so.
So Patty G baked me a cookie cake for my birthday. We discussed this over the air, and he obliged. He brought daiquiris, and he brought a cookie cake. And you actually made this cookie cake yourself.
I did, yes.
Super tasty chocolate chip cookie cake.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's nice.
The trick is starting with wheat, not flour. So
Right. You grind it yourself?
Right. So
you mill wheat.
Old hand crank mill, everything. Right. We do it the old way. But we get it all from Wheat, Montana.
Stone ground.
Yes, stone ground. Donkey in my backyard, walks around in circles.
Okay.
Like legit.
You're really doing it.
He's doing artisan things back there in his yard.
Well, the people from Avoyles Parish, they're industrious.
Right.
And they have donkeys in their backyard.
Yeah, I got a quart jar. I put a marble in there. I put the cream from the milk. I shake it for the butter.
Yeah. It's one way to churn.
We did that when we had goats back on the farm. So.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
The Patty G Show, how can people find that?
People can find the Patty G Show on any form of social media. It's all at the Patty G Show. No dashes, no spaces. Every social platform will be that way. We're on Spotify. We are on Apple Podcasts. You can just type in the Patty G Show and we'll pop up.
How many episodes have you done of the Patty G Show?
We have just released 45.
Wow.
And we've recorded, I believe, 47.
Okay.
With a couple of events thrown in there.
Are you releasing one a week at a set time, set day? Is that how you're doing it, or?
The release schedule is every Wednesday. I try to get it out by 5 a.m. Sometimes it doesn't happen until around 6:30. But yes, every Wednesday the shows go live. We typically record the shows during the week, and you can find those on our Facebook page at the Patty G Show.
You do the Facebook Live.
Correct.
When you're actually recording it, and then the podcast will come out later.
Correct. We record everything live, and it's posted to our Facebook page. And then after the fact, we take everything, post-produce it. We take the video, we take the audio, clip it all up, and then create the podcast.
We have a few people wanting some cookie cake on the Facebook Live.
Patty G will be taking orders during the break.
Yep.
Yes.
Till the cake is gone.
Look at this expert baker over here.
Dude,
it's really good.
It is.
The one thing about a cookie cake like this is the balance is getting it cooked properly through and not leaving it raw or too gooey to slice and do those things to be a cookie, but to also have it stay chewy,
right,
and not dry out and just be cookie brittle.
Right. Well, and the key that I find when doing that is in the oven, right past when you grab the pan and you shake it, you can see the center kind of jiggle a little bit. Right when you get to where it barely jiggles, when you shake it, you pull it out and you let it finish the final baking outside the oven because the pan is still super hot.
Right.
And then it just finished all that off. And if you look through and through, there's no burn, there's no really charredness of it from being overcooked. I'm impressed with myself, honestly.
Yeah. Did a good job.
Yeah, you should be.
Did a good job.
Good kid.
You mentioned the live events. You have 40-something episodes of the Patty G Show, but you've also started to do some different live events. How's that going? What makes that different than how you're normally doing the podcast? And then what do you hope that grows into?
So the podcast we record live on Facebook, and then we take the audio, extract it, and throw in our intro and outro music and put it to the podcast episode. The events are, for example, we just did one of Sugarfield Spirits last week. We'll go out to a place, we'll host an event where we'll either eat or drink or maybe even just chat. We're only done one so far with 2 to 3 more in the works as of now. And what it's turning into is going out to a place of business, promoting what they have to promote, and also enjoying ourselves eating and drinking. That's my goal, is to stick every episode around some form of eating or drinking.
Smart.
It's smart. I mean, the podcast we record and we drink some beverages, and I want to keep that kind of going with the events. The events are something that's not going to be produced into a podcast episode, but will be produced to a long-form YouTube video. We'll then clip it up and put it on, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, in different various snippets. So if you didn't catch the Facebook Live or you want to see a higher production, then you can go view it on YouTube or wherever. And also, in turn, give that to the businesses to then take and use for their own marketing tools and put it out wherever they want to.
It's a good thing you're doing, and I think it's great for people to have that resource, for the business owners out there, for the people with interesting stories to tell, to have a platform to go out and tell it that then just kind of lives on in that podcast form. Right. I love that podcast as a medium. You're able to upload that, and then people can find the stream of it through whatever platform they're using for podcasts, whether that's their Apple Podcasts or there's so many other ones, Stitcher.
We're on like 12, I think.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get on every platform we could because I want to be where the ears are. I want to be where the eyes are. So I don't want to have somebody say, I'm not going to Joe Rogan it and say, oh, you have to come to Spotify. Right. If you listen to Spotify, great, you can hear me there. You listen to Apple Podcasts, great, you listen there, you can hear it there. Google Podcasts, Stitcher, anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can hear them. And with technology, we have the means to make it happen, so why not?
For sure. What do you hope it grows into? Where do you want to take it from here? It seems like I know 40-something episodes is a good bit of episodes to have in the can and in your library, but I know it's grown over time, significantly, just right. the technology that you're using, the quality of the sound, the quality of the video that you're putting out, the sets, the lighting. Where do you see it going in the next 40 or so episodes?
In the next 40 or so episodes, I want to get it to where we can have it become a true show that people look forward to, outside of just listening to the podcast. Because people, when they listen, there's a certain group of people that will listen to podcasts. Not everybody does, and that's why we do the Facebook Lives. And that's why we're so active on social media. But getting it to the point where it's a show that people want to watch at 7:30 in the afternoon, that it becomes something that's local and tangible that people can relate to and say, oh, I live down the street from, that business. I see Government Taco on my way to work. Mm-hmm. I see any business that comes on the show, they recognize them, but it also gives more promotion for those other businesses, and in turn, hopefully attract some tourism here, but that's not the main purpose. The main purpose is to bring up businesses, and the tagline being local entrepreneurs sharing local stories.
It's great stuff. Somehow you had Chuck P on there.
I was about to say, how the hell did I fit on that? Entrepreneur.
Chuck, you got your own podcast?
Yeah. You got your own podcast. You're playing a band.
Chuck, come on. You've done a lifetime of drumming in bands around here.
Yeah.
I don't define entrepreneur as someone who owns a business. I define it as a mindset.
Okay, all right.
I would agree with that.
I still don't know how I fit in there.
You've always had a way to hustle, though. You've done your thing.
I do what I can. I just try to do stuff I like.
Dude, that's a lot.
Fun with it.
It's a lot more than what a lot of people get to do.
Yeah.
So
this is true.
Doing what you like is the first thing to make you happy when you wake up in the morning to go to work.
Yeah.
So many people do it just to do it. That if you can wake up and be happy with what you're going to do, then you probably got a pretty cool story.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, I'm not happy about getting up at 4:30 in the morning,
Oh, no,
Monday to Friday. But I'm
That needs to stop at some point.
But I'm happy about coming to work here because I love this job, and I'm not going to sit in a cubicle for 8 hours a day staring at a wall and just, punching documents into a computer or whatever. Like, I'm doing something I enjoy doing.
Yeah,
So,
and we had that whole conversation on the podcast.
yeah. So it's fun.